After the intense instruction in the form of chastisements, Vedavyasa felt so glad and determined to follow the instruction from his Gurudev. In the last class, we saw that Narada Muni mentioned about his association with sadhus that actually made his spiritual life so perfect. Then Vedavyasa was so curious to know more about the life of his Gurudev, Narada Muni, and inquired for more. So that is why here in the chapter this is really starting with Vyasa Uvacha Bhikshubir Viprabhasite Vinyana Destribistava Vartavano Vayasyatye Tadakim Akarot Bhavan. So basically Veda Vyasa is telling, Oh Gurudev, what did you do after the departure of the great sages who had instructed you in scientific transcendental knowledge before beginning of your present birth? So this actually happened in the previous birth. So that is why like now he's really going to really narrate his own story, in fact. So, but before we go, there is also some background about Narada Muni. So, according to several Puranas, Narada Muni was actually because he was actually one of the Gandharvas. So, he was born as a Gandharva. Gandharva means those celestial singers. In fact, in this world also, we see several very great personalities who really became so famous in singing bhajans and even singing others also. They are all actually called Gandharvas. So because they are all actually coming from Gandharva Loka. So this Gandharva Loka is a special place in this, because we have 14 levels of this planetary system in our Brahmanda. 7 up and then 7 down. We are in the middle actually. So above our Bhuloka, actually as you go, then there is also a place where Gandharva Loka, part of some other lokas, actually there are of the 7 lokas, there is one Gandharva Loka. So these Gandharva Lokas, these Gandharvas used to really travel also. And this Narada Muni was actually one of the Gandharvas. So he used to sing. But once what happened was, in the Sabha, that was actually big Sabha that Narada Muni was actually invited to give a big singing. And Brahmaji and Indra, they had all the gods, and also they could also come, but mainly it was all full of Gandharvas. So what happened was, this is the problem actually even in this world, what we see. The singing talent are all given by Krishna only. Everything belongs to Krishna. So that means if we have got any talent, we have to give that as a service to Krishna only. Because he is the origin, and now the proper thing to do that is whatever the skills and whatever that we have got from the grace of Krishna, we have to use it for the seva, service to praise him only. But what he did was, he got little proud, and then he instead of singing about Lord Vishnu or Lord Krishna, he started praising about demigods, devas. So that made actually the Prajapatis and also most of the demigods, they did not like that. So they became so angry. How can you really give, sing about the, glorifying demigods instead of Lord Vishnu or Narayana or Krishna? This is abominable. So he got cursed. So the Prajapatis And also the great demigods cursed Narada Muni to become a Sutra, low born. Basically, and also you should be born without any beauty. In fact, Narada Muni, if you have remember the Puranas, he actually was very beautiful Gandharva too, very beautiful. That's why so many women also in Swargaloka, wherever he used to go, and they all used to follow him. So that was how he really got so proud, and now he fell. But anyway, because of the mercy of the Lord, somehow or other he was about to be saved. So this Narada Muni was born on earth as the son of a maid servant who was serving to a group of saintly priests. So, however, because of his association with the devotees, Narada Muni became more fortunate than he was in Gandharva Loka. Remember, in Gandharva Loka, even though they sing, glorify Lord, not much things are actually happening there. It's just a glorifying, but the thing is, the mood is not different. See, for example, we really hear about, Suprabhadam and this and everything, so many things we are actually hearing. But the mood may not be really all the perfect. So after this particular birth, which we are going to see in this chapter, then eventually he was born as the son of Lord Brahma, his mind, and that is the Narada Muni that we have currently traveling all over the place. So the Srimad Bhagavatam in the last chapter, it was actually talking about the same thing. It's the introduction. So Narada Muni was saying, "O Veda Vyasa, in that association and by the mercy of those great sages, I could hear them describe the attractive activities of Lord Krishna. And thus, listening attentively, my taste for hearing of Lord Krishna increased. Lord Krishna's pastime increased at every step." So this is the thing. So by hearing Harikatha, if our desire for hearing more Harikatha is not happening, that means something is wrong in our heart. So now he got the taste. So then he was saying, oh great sage, as soon as I got the taste, the ruchi of the pastime of Krishna, my attention to hear about the Lord was unflinching. And as my taste developed, I could realize that it was only in my ignorance that I had accepted a gross and subtle coverings, for both the Lord and I are actually transcendental. Thus, during the two seasons, the rainy season and the autumn, I had the opportunity to hear these great soul sages constantly chanting the unadulterated glories of the Lord Hari. As the flow of my devotional service began, the coverings of the modes of passion and ignorance vanished. So basically, Harikatha cleans our modes. So this is the proof here. So then he is saying, I was very much attached to those sages. I was very gentle in behavior, and all my sins were eradicated in their service. So when you do Guru Seva, your sins are very fastly getting removed. So the beauty of Guru Seva, because Guru Seva alone can bestow all the necessary perfection. Similar to what you do the 9 angas of Bhakti, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Saranam, Pada, Sevanam, Anga, all those things, whatever that, the 9 angas of Bhakti, they are all getting achieved by just Guru Seva alone. Because Guru Seva, that's what Shastra is saying. By Guru Seva alone, you will get all the perfection. So, he was saying, yeah, okay, so then my heart, I was having so much of faith in Guru and Shastras and Krishna. So my sense were very easily get controlled. So then he said, those sages imparted the that knowledge of this high spiritual science, and then they really departed. So that was how the thing, actually, the last class ended. Now we are actually getting into this verse 6. I am going to put the Bhagavatam reading mode. There you go. So now here he is saying, I was the only son of my mother. So because of the curse, he was born as the son of this maid servant. So he is saying, I was the only son of my mother, who was not only a simple woman, but a maid servant as well. Since I was her only offspring, she had no other alternative for protection. She bound me with a tie of affection. She wanted to look after my maintenance properly, but because she was not independent, she was not rich or something, so she had to work every day. So she was not able to do anything for me. The world is under the full control of the Supreme Lord, therefore everyone is like a wooden doll in the hands of puppet. The puppet's master, who is Krishna. So when I was a mere child of 5 years, I lived in a Brahmana school. I was dependent on my mother's affection and had no experience of different lands. Now in this sloka that you really see, he saying, once upon a time, my poor mother, when going out one night to milk a cow, was bitten on the leg by a serpent and he died. I took this as the special mercy of the Lord, who always desires benediction for his devotees, and so thinking, I started towards the north. So here, if you see, because we sometimes think that anything bad happens, we sometimes think that, oh, it is my bad luck. But not when we are surrendered under Guru and Krishna. Because Krishna will systematically do whatever is necessary so that we will be coming away from these unnecessary attachments called anarthas. These anarthas are, they have so many different flavors. Attachment to the family, attachment to the wife, attachment to the children, attachment to the house, attachment to the land, attachment to the society, community, this and everything. So many attachments are there. And if Krishna thinks that, because if a surrendered soul is really still giving attachment, he will cut it out. This is exactly that happened. Because here what was attachment? The attachment was, he was so attached to his mother. So attached. So that is, but the Lord's mercy had to really come to Narada Muni. And this was exactly that happened, and mother was killed. And he is continuing. After my departure means where? He really started to go towards north. Why? Because he doesn't have any, he's an orphan now. So as an orphan, I walked through dangerous forests, he says. So that's why he's saying, I passed through many flourishing metropolises and towns and villages, animal farms, mines, agricultural lands, valleys and flower gardens and nursery gardens and natural forests. So many, I was just keep on going because I don't know what to do. Just keep on walking. because there is nobody here anyway. So then he is saying, I passed through hills and mountains full of reservoirs of various minerals like gold, silver and copper, and through tracts of land with reservoirs of water filled with beautiful lotus flowers, fit for the denizens of heaven, and decorated with bewildered bees and singing birds. So he is describing all those things. Anyway, I am also putting the slokas. So we are not really going to be really reading the slokas to really save time. But I am just putting it so that it will be there in the record. So now, also he is now continuing. I then passed alone because there is nobody else is there. He is alone. He is orphan. I then passed alone through many forests of rushes and bamboo trees and reeds and sharp grass, weeds and caves, which were very difficult to go through alone. I visited deep, dark and dangerously fearful forests, which were the play yards of snakes, so many snakes, owls and jackals. It was a dangerous forest. And thus traveling, I felt tired, both bodily and mentally. And I was both thirsty and hungry. So I took a bath in a river lake, and also drank water from it. By contacting water, and after, because I could quench my thirst, I got relief from my exhaustion. I got energized. And then, after that, under the shadow of a banyan tree, in an uninhabited forest, I began to meditate upon the super soul situated within, that is Paramatma. And using my intelligence, whatever the intelligence at that time, how he got the intelligence, whatever he learned from the liberated souls, those are all the sadhus. So the association with the sadhus are really going to help him in all the way in his life. So with all those information, he decided to sit under a banyan tree, and there was nobody was around. It was a totally uninhabited forest. Because actually sadhus really want to reside in those kind of places only. If you see this world, where do the tamasic people live? Tamasic people will live in the towns. Remember New York, Manhattan or whatever it is, those places where all this nonsense will be going on. Every time will be fire alarms going on or something, and street this, that, noisy, this, and so many junk food, all available. Junk, people, those are the places liked by tamasic people. And what are those places liked by the rajasic people? Near the airport, good big bungalows or big apartment somewhere, but it is not really any much of that much of. It's not too bad, but passion oriented. So those are the rajasic people. They want that. They want everything nearby, this and everything, grocery nearby, that nearby. Those are all actually mode of passion. But those who are, sattvic, they will always like to be in a place where uninhabited. That is why, some, farm or something. Remember, many of our devotees under our Gurudev, they all finally retired in various farms actually. So because that way, because of the sattvic atmosphere that is actually offered by those kind of backgrounds, spiritual development will be very, very high. So basically, when one comes to that stage, you have to dissociate from all these kind of janada people. Even reducing, no prachars or anything, or preaching, nothing. No. They want to go higher. Preaching is only in the Kanishta Adhikari and Madhyam Adhikari. Madhya Adhikari will be preaching in a high standard, but the Kanishta Adhikari will also preach. But preaching is only low level. So you have to go higher, and here what he is saying is, yes, I could find the uninhabited forest. Nobody was there. And I alone sat under this banyan tree. And with all the intelligence, all the information, the knowledge that was given by the sadhus, I started meditating. So when he was, because as soon as he started meditating, upon what? Upon the lotus feet of Krishna. Of course, he is targeting the Paramatma, but Paramatma is only yogis will be really be interested in actually just going after Paramatma. But a real devotee will not be, they are not interested in Paramatma. Paramatma is the one who is really going to take care of, your all the karmic results, all those things, witness, everything. So that is not a devotee's inclination is. So Narada Muni wanted to really meditate upon the lotus feet of Krishna. Remember, why lotus feet? Even when we have the deities in our temple room, what do? The way we actually, as soon as we entered, we try to see the face straight away. That is wrong. That is not the way that Shastras are actually suggesting us. What exactly the Shastras are actually suggesting us? It is that as soon as we have a vision of the deity room or temple, wherever, first we should be looking at the lotus feet of the Gurudev. That is the very first thing. Then after that, yes, now you can look at the whole of Gurudev, offer obeisance. Then when you really turn to the deity side, you have to look at the lotus feet first. Don't go to looking at the head or crown or something. No. Don't start the other way, starting from crown and then coming down and down. No. You have to start with the lotus feet only. This is the proper way that all the Shastras are actually talking. And he is also, yes, he says that I meditated upon the lotus feet of Krishna and my mind transformed in transcendental love. Remember here, because of the blessings from those highly devoted sadhus, the mercy has come. That is why Krishna is now trying to take care of his life. And the first thing was he cut the attachment to with his mother. That is why he was killed. She was killed. Otherwise, there is no reason. Why? Mercy from Krishna is coming because of the mercy offered by the sadhus. Sadhus are more powerful. Unless we go through sadhu sangha and surrender to a sadhu, because no way of really even getting any mercy from Krishna. So he is now looking at the lotus feet of Krishna, and because of the mercy from sadhus, his mind transformed in a transcendental love, and tears were rolling down. That's what the sloka is saying. The sloka is 16. Yeah, the sloka is saying the same thing. And the tears rolled down my eyes, and without delay, look at here, how difficult for the yogis who meditate upon Paramatma for what? Thousands of lifetimes. Then even it's not possible to get. Maybe one glimpse or something like that. But here, he sat and then immediately he started flowing because of the mercy of those sadhus. And without delay, Krishna appeared. How? On the lotus of my heart. And you can really, so he could really see directly one on one. And he got amazed. But immediately then, that's it. Then it disappeared. Oh, Vyasadeva. At that time, I was actually so exceedingly overpowered by feelings of happiness. Every part of my body became separately enlivened. Being absorbed in an ocean of ecstasy, I could not, and then suddenly Lord has disappeared. I could not see. Not only Lord, I could not see even myself. I have no idea where I was, what kind of state. This is what is called spiritual awakenings. Spiritual awakenings are different. Right? Actually, Gurudev gives that in some other disciples, that spiritual awakening. Then what happens is their Atma is enriched by their mercy and all the powers are coming. That is how. These so many great personalities are none other than the Sakti-Vesh avatars of the Lord, like this descending. In fact, Vedavyasa is also a Sakti-Vesh avatar of Lord Narayana. Yet so he is saying, I could not see both myself, everything all. And then he is saying, the transcendental form of the Lord as it is, it satisfies the mind's desire. And at once erases all mental incongruities. What that means? All that anarthas, everything is burned immediately. But now upon losing that form, I suddenly got up. Because he was a boy, 5 years or something. I suddenly got up, being perturbed, being so many, anxieties, subjected to anxieties. Because anxieties comes because he loses a big jewel. Suppose you really get a costliest jewel in your hand, and all of a sudden you just lost it. Somebody came and then just like that, grabbed it and then ran away and you can't do anything. How will you feel? But this is even higher than that. This is spiritual. So he got so upset. He was so upset because, that's what the sloka is also saying, that, it is like when loses that which is the desirable one, what you got, and finally, snatched away. And I desire to see again. I desire to see the Lord again. But despite my attempts, I was trying to concentrate again. I was trying to cry again. I was trying to really offer the mantras again. I cried and cried and cried. So I tried to concentrate in the heart to really see the form again. But I could not see. I tried and tried and tried. Finally, I got so upset. I was very much aggrieved and dissatisfied. Then what happened? Seeing my attempts in that lonely place as a small child, Krishna, who is transcendental to all the mundane description, spoke to me as a aerial voice. So then he was hearing all those. These voices are not like these sound waves that we are talking about. This is the spiritual dimension. So now he is, because of the darshan of the Lord, even for a moment, he is now still in the spiritual realm. And so the Lord spoke to me with gravity and pleasing words. So just to mitigate my grief. So there, oh Narada, I regret that during this lifetime you will not be able to see. Yeah, he's saying, oh Narada, who is saying, the aerial voice told, oh Narada, the Lord spoke. Oh Narada, I regret that during this lifetime you will not be able to see me anymore. those who are incomplete in service and who are not completely free from all material trains can hardly see me. Forget about people are thinking that I can see Krishna. It's not possible. What was the problem here? He got attached to that banyan trees there. So even there are little taint of attachment was there for Narada Muni. So now that also has to eradicate. But however, the voice was continuing. Oh virtuous one, you have only once seen me in person. And this is just to increase your desire for me. Because once one gets the darshan of the Lord, his life is completely going to be different. You see, I am giving you the darshan just for a moment and I vanish. Because the more you hunger for me, the more you will be freed from all those material desires. So basically, when we do sadhana, when we do these spiritual sadhanas for Krishna, what happens actually as a byproduct? All these anarthas, the material desires will be born. Not like, I'm really so involved more and more in this, dealing with this material, these relations and this world. No. And my business, my job, my career, everything will go. Because as long as we have any attachment to this, no way of seeing Krishna. Absolutely no way of. So then, he says, he's also continuing, by service to me, even for a few days, a devotee attains firm and fixed intelligence in me. Consequently, he goes on to become my associate in the transcendental world after giving up the present deplorable material worlds. But look at here in this world, what kind of so many attachments are there? We are attached even to the country where we live, where we are born, the community, the thing, as long as we have even a taint of attachment, Krishna cannot be seen. So that's what he is saying. So intelligence, now the Lord is telling, yes, I am really, just stopping giving any more of darshan, so that you are going to be constantly hungering to see me. In that process, everything, all these anarthas will be completely, vanquished by my mercy. And then the Supreme that Krishna, and stopped speaking. And now Narada Muni, with a sense of gratitude, he offered his obeisances unto him, bowing his head. And thus, now he is coming back again. Thus I began chanting the holy name and fame of the Lord by repeated recitation, ignoring all the formalities of the material world. Such chanting and remembering of the transcendental pastimes of the Lord are benedictory. So doing, I traveled all over the earth, fully satisfied, with a humble mood, and no envious, because one of the things, if you see the Srimad Bhagavatam third sloka of the first canto itself saying that it is only nirmatsaram satam. That means Krishna can be really come into the heart only those have no envious. As long as if you are envious of anyone, then Krishna has no way of coming in. That's a very important. All the other anarthas are easy to really get rid of by devotional service or by even Guru Seva like that. But this Matsaram, Matsaram means enviousness. This enviousness has to be cut out only by himself. Not even Guru is going to really help on that, because he may become envious on the Guru also. So this is only that devotee has to really work on that. That is Nirmarsaram. Marsaram means envious. So here he's saying, I was really traveling without any more, no envious at all. Very humble and fully satisfied, and I was traveling all over the earth. And so, yeah, sometimes this software sometimes is funny. Okay, let me see. Oh, okay, see, now it's going back too much. Okay, here you go. Now we are on the 27th. And so, O Vedavyasa, in due course of time, I, who was fully absorbed in thinking of Krishna, and who therefore had no attachments, being completely freed from all material pains, I finally left my body. And it was as if like a lightning comes, just like a lightning. It came and then my body was gone. Having been, then I got a transcendental body. Why? Because once one gets the darshan of the Lord, he is automatically, he will take care. So he got a transcendental body to be fitting to be associate of the Lord. That is Krishna. So he left all the 5 elements, material elements, and thus all acquired, all the karmic, the karmas and everything completely stopped. Everything stopped. At the end of the millennium, now what happens? He left the body, but he did not get, he was not born. He was not born immediately. Because most of the time, when these karmis actually die, already another body, maybe a pig body or cat or dog or whatever the body, it will be waiting for. He just enters there and then continuing. It could be any planet, anywhere there. So, but here that did not happen. So he actually got into the stage of, we are all the belly of Lord, Lord Narayana. That is Mahavishnu actually here that mentioned. So he is the one who is really lying in the castle ocean there. And when that he was actually there, and eventually Lord Brahma was also entering back at the time of annihilation. So there are a lot of pralayas are there. You have every second is also a pralaya because it's gone. One second is gone. It's also gone, it's done. That is died. We cannot get it back. So then you have another pralaya is our own pralayas. Actually, our pralaya is happening every time. We are also aging. That's a pralaya. But eventually we die. That is a pralaya for us. So similarly, Brahma will also eventually die. So that is a big pralaya. Then Mahapralaya is basically the whole what? The Mahavishnu actually wants to annihilate the whole Brahmanda. That was the time. That is the time, but Lord Brahma goes back. That is what he is talking about here. So within the water of devastation, Brahma began to enter into him. Into whom? Mahavishnu. Along with all the creative elements, and I also entered through his breathing. Why? Because Lord Vishnu is actually breathing. Breathing in unlimited Brahmandas. And after, so how much that actually that time is? So it's saying 4.32 So here I think 3 to 2000, what, trillion years or something after that. Then Lord Brahma awoke to create again by the will of the Lord. All the rishis like Marichi, Angira, Atri, and so on were created from the transcendental body of the Lord. And I also appeared along with them. See, that's why. Sahasra Yuga Pariyante. Sahasra means 1000. Yeah, because 1000 times that actually happened. So basically, Brahma's life. So that's what he is actually talking about there. So anyway, so we don't have time for all the slokas. Now let us proceed. And since then, by the grace of the Almighty Lord Vishnu, I travel now everywhere. So he came along with the other rishis. And there are different kinds of rishis are there. Brahma Rishi, Brahma Rishis, Vishwamitra, and then also we have Raja Rishi. Raja Rishi is actually that was the father of Sita Devi, or the name again, yeah. So then this Narada Muni is Deva Rishi. So he is the Rishi of all the Devas. So he was traveling everywhere without restriction, both in the transcendental world and in the 3 divisions of the material worlds. This is because I am fixed in unbroken devotional service of the Lord. So what is he doing? Lord, actually Narada Muni is even visiting hell also. He's going there and then giving discourses, and he's changing. So he's actually preaching there actually. Preaching in the way that all those people will be coming back. Actually, in a way, preaching in the hell will be more effective than preaching in USA. Because they're all comfortable people, no? So, they won't hear anything. So preaching in the places like for example Nigeria, why the preaching is really very effective? Because they have difficulties. They have really seen enough of their own lives. Everything there will be a problem. So only when there is problem, then the devotional life can really flourish. This is what we see. That is why we are changing the preaching to the Nigeria side mostly. Because all others are useless. It's not going to be that beneficial. Anyway, like Srila Prabhupada said, never preach to the desis about Krishna consciousness, because it won't work for them. Like that he has seen that, he has said that. So there is a reason must be, that's why he really told you about that. But anyway, so he was really traveling all over the places. And thus I travel constantly singing the transcendental message of the glories of the Lord, vibrating this instrument called Veena. Who gave this Veena? Lord Krishna gave this Veena. And that vibrates with transcendental sound. Remember, he was actually born he was a Gandharva before. So all these things are all getting added. And he is now engaging himself with all his talents, whatever he got, only to glorify the Lord. So this is important. Deva dattam imam vinam swara brahma vibhushitam murti chayitva harikatam gayamana charamyaham. See? Using this Veena, I make the Swara, Veenam Swara. What? Brahma Vibhushitam. So I am actually always Harikatam Gayamana. So I am actually singing the glories of the Lord. I am using it for as the Harikata. For all, for that purpose only I am using the Veena. So the same way, we have to use all our talents only to glorify the Lord, like Narada Muni is doing. Now we are on the 33rd 33rd verse. So now again continuing. The Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, whose glories and activities, pastimes, are pleasing to hear, at once appears on the seat of my heart. What he is saying is this. As soon as I begin chanting the names of Lord Krishna, what happens? Immediately, the vision comes in my heart. He is straight away just showing me, yes, I am sitting in your heart. So to come to that stage is not ordinary. What is coming in our heart? All these anarthas, everything other than the Lord will be there, will be coming. But here only Lord will be coming. As soon as I chant. So he is chanting and our chanting, there is a big difference then. When we chant, our mind goes all over the places. But when Narada Muni chants, on his veena and also sings, Narada Muni Bhaja Veena. See what happens? At the end, that's what if we have some time, we'll just actually read the meaning. Today we don't have singers, any singers to really, there is no Gandharva today to really sing for us. So now he's continuing. Next verse he's saying, it is personally experienced by me, and that those who are always full of cares and anxieties due to desiring, because those who really have to the control by the senses, material senses, for them it is, they cannot cross these what is the ocean of nescience. This ignorance they cannot cross. Only the constant chanting and the blessing from the Vaishnavas, pure devotees, then you can release and you can get the darshan of the Lord's activities. It is true that practicing like yoga systems, etc., all kinds of yogas, one may be able to really, get a glimpse of Paramatma, means where? That's little light will come. That's all it is. But the pleasure, the happiness that is really coming by this devotional chanting, devotional service. That's what bhakta means. Bhak means seva actually. Bhak, seva. Devotional service. When you are chanting, we are doing seva. Because Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, the topmost, the sacrifice, yajna is chanting my name. So by doing this devotional service, that particular happiness and the satisfaction that we get is the ultimate that a soul can really get in this life. So, O Veda Vyasa, you are freed from all sins. Sarvam tat idam akyatam yat prishto aham tiyanaga janma karma rahasyam me bhavat chatma toshana. O Veda Vyasa, you are freed from sins. Thus I have explained my birth and activities of self-realization as you asked. All these will be conducive for your personal satisfaction also. Now we are coming back. Who was telling these things, by the way? Where did we come from? Sudha Goswami was telling these to the sages in the Naimisharanya forest. I think I said the correct one. Yeah, Naimisharanya forest. To those rishis who were assembled to do yajna, fire sacrifice, to stop the bad effects of the Kali Yuga. And they asked Sutta Goswami to narrate Srimad Bhagavatam. And in that process that we really got into that story, and now coming back in Srimad Bhagavatam, here it is saying, Sutta Uvacha. Sutta Goswami said, like this, addressing Vedavyasa, Narada Muni now took leave of him and vibrating on his Veena instrument, he left to wander at his free will. So now that instruction was done. So that is what this one is about is. Narada Muni Bhajavina Radhika Ramana Name. So this is a bhajan, but I don't know, I am not going to singing because today we don't have a Gandharva here today. So instead what we'll do is, I will read the meaning of this. So what it is saying is, when the great soul Narada Muni plays his Veena, the holy name, what he is singing? Radhika Ramana. In the Maha Mantra, people think that the Rama is actually Lord Rama. No. Lord Rama is included. Whoever is having the name as Ram, is all included. Parshuram, this Ram, Balaram, everybody is included. But this Maha Mantra is the Krishna Mantra. This Radha Raman. So he is singing the glories of Radhika Raman. And he descends and immediately appears amidst the kirtan of the Lord's devotees. So he really goes through all the places singing the holy names. Radhika Raman. Like a monsoon cloud, the holy name showers nectar in their ears. All the devotees, due to great ecstasy, repeatedly dance to their heart's content. All the people of the universe become maddened upon entering this intoxicating shower of nectar. Some people cry, some people dance, and others become fully intoxicated within their minds. In fact, once there was a big dancer in Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's group. I can't recollect my this is Kali Yuga memory. So he told, he asked Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, oh Lord, I want to dance for, because he was dancing continuously for 3 days without stop. And then he was asking Mahaprabhu, oh Mahaprabhu, please bring thousands of Gandharvas to sing the holy names of you and Krishna, and I want to dance for them. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was so happy to really hear his request. Yes, he said, I am the fortunate one to really see your dance. Like that he was saying. So this is so some people dance and others become fully intoxicated in their minds. Lord Shiva embracing Lord Narada Muni. Oh, Lord Shiva gets so ecstatic. And he repeatedly makes loud screams of ecstatic joy. Who? Lord Shiva. He's saying, he's just shouting and shouting and shouting because of the ecstasy of the names of, that is coming from the Lord Narada Muni is singing about the holy names of Lord Krishna. And Lord Brahma is also dancing with ecstatically saying, all of you kindly chant, Haribol, 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 Haribol. Everybody is one just chanting. In great happiness, the thousand-faced Ananda Desa also, Ananda Sesha. This Ananda Sesha also chants Hari, 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 Hari. In fact, Ananda Sesha has unlimited mouths. Because Ananda Sesha is the snake, right? That's the snake bed of the Lord. But he is also having multiple channels. So many channels. Every mouth is one channel. So he is praising. He is praising the Lord's glories and broadcasting with every single mouth as different channels. And those devotees who are there in all those kind of lokas, they're all scattered all over the place. They tune to that channel, and in their meditation they are hearing all these things coming from whom? Ananda Shesha. He says, Hari, Hari, Hari. He is also jumping. By the influence of the transcendental vibration of the holy name, the whole universe becomes ecstatically maddened, and everyone tastes the mellows of the holy name. So basically, you have to understand something. I told you sometime, I touched the topic. I wanted to write so many blogs, but the thing is how many people are reading. So, I better take care of, my Guru Seva rather than trying to really do this and everything. So here, what I'm trying to say is, you have Shastra Ruchi, then after that you have, so when the Shastra Ruchi in reading Shastras are coming, then eventually the Sadhu Sangha Ruchi is actually coming because of that, because of the Sadhu Sangha Ruchi only, that you are getting this Shastra Ruchi, and that brings in Harikatha, Katha Ruchi. And more you really hear Harikatha. What happens is it becomes Nama Ruchi. Nama Ruchi means just by chanting, just to chant Lord's name, one becomes so ecstatic, and that is the highest happiness. So it is a satya, it is not the sadhana. So even though we think that chanting the whole thing is a sadhana, it is actually also the satya. Because in Goloka Vrindavan, this is really getting vibrated all the time. So this mantra, that harekrishna Maha Mantra, we are not feeling the divinity completely because we don't have a guru. So unless you really hear through a guru the glories of the Nama Ruchi is not going to come. So now he is saying, well, who wrote this bhajan? Bhaktivinoda Thakura. He is saying, the humble servant of the Lord says, the holy name of Krishna has fulfilled all my desires by vibrating on everyone's tongue. This Bhaktivinoda Thakur, therefore prays at the feet of Sri Rupa Goswami that the chanting of Harinam may continue like this always. Why Rupa Goswami? Rupa Goswami, when he starts chanting, he immediately collapses. There is no record of Rupa Goswami chanting this many rounds every day. But he also chanting. Maybe one round, two round, or maybe just Hare, and then he really falls apart. Why? Because of the Ruchi, it immediately overpowers him and he is immediately fainted. This is the situation of Rupa Goswami. The reason why Rupa Goswami's name is coming here. It is the power of the holy name. So, Narada Muni Bhajadira Radhika Ramana Name. Today, of course, we don't have the Gandharvas to sing today for us. And sometimes, maybe another day we'll have it. And with that, I would like to conclude here. So now actually in that, Sutta Goswami is also saying that actually this particular verse, is the 38th verse, is saying, all glory and success to Sri Narada Muni, because he glorifies the activities, leelas or pastimes of Krishna. And so doing, he himself takes pleasure and also enlivens all the distressed souls of the universe. Who is this Narada Muni, by the way? This Narada Muni is actually Amsa of Madhumangal. Madhumangal is the one whose residence is Goloka, not Goloka Vrindavan, Goloka. Because he was a Gopa. He was actually one of the very dearmost Gopa to Krishna. Yeah? Narma Saka. So, his Amsa is Narada Muni. And Narada Muni not only is in one loka or something, he is in all the lokas. So we will have Narada Muni in Vaikunta, we will have Narada Muni in Siddhaloka, we will have Narada Muni in our Bhuloka also, he comes there. So there's so many forms he takes. Because when he really wanted to visit Dwaraka Krishna, he wanted to see how Krishna is really, satisfying all the 16,108 queens simultaneously. How it's possible? So then Krishna was actually coming out from the Sabha in Dwaraka. And right in front of Narada Muni was actually just seeing. And Lord is really changing, taking 16,108 forms. And each form is getting into one palace of the each queen. Then he said, I want to see in each one. And with the power, he also took 16,108 forms. And each form of Narada Muni was following a form of Krishna. The Dwaraka Krishna. Then he could really see everything one. It is like a computer having 16,108 CPUs are running parallel independently. Something like that in the material junk way. So this is the thing. And then he realized, yes, Lord has this. Similarly, this Narada Muni also takes so many forms as whatever that he wants.